The one that came out, I think it came out in like 1963, the cartoon one.
Oh, yeah.
That one. It's
The
actually
OG.
kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm a Home Alone fan, so throw it back to that.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite Christmas movie?
On that note, welcome into episode 2 of the SICTR Second. I'm John Schaefer, joined by Millicent Jackson. We're going to update her bio on our website soon, I promise. Newly married. Congratulations, first off. But thanks
you.
and welcome in for joining us for episode 2.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
I mean, following Jim Oliver is kind of a tough ask.
I know. He knows like the most out of like all of us because he's been here the longest. But
He was
so
the
he knows the
perfect
ins
first
and outs.
guest.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
So, but I'm bringing you in because, well, first explain your title so that people know why, and then I'll explain deeper.
Okay. So I'm the event coordinator for the building. So basically I work anywhere from students just booking rooms for tutoring or so on and so forth, and then all the way up to our big booking events like Excite and Ignite, and then our ones in between, clients coming in, departments, the president.
Yeah, the Big Wigs, right?
Yep.
We have a pretty cool building that a lot of people on campus like to show off, and so you probably get some obscure requests at times, I'm guessing.
Yes and no. I don't know. I feel like maybe for this building, but just because of where I've worked and the events I've done before, nothing seems too obscure quite yet.
Right. So where were you before the Student Innovation Center?
I was actually at ISU Catering, so I've been here at Iowa State for a little while, but loved working there. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Came here for a bit of change of scenery. So.
Yeah. And you're an Iowa State grad.
Yes.
So has it, you've never left campus since walking on here your freshman year, right? Is that a good way to kind of look at it?
Yes and no. After I graduated, I worked at the Iowa Event Center for a little while.
Awesome.
But then COVID hit, so there are some odds and ends in between there.
Yeah.
But then, back to ISU Catering and been here ever since.
Awesome.
Can't get rid of me.
No, I mean, it's a great place to be, and it's a very cool building, as you said. And so, obviously, the university likes to show it off when they bring in guests from out of town, other universities, that kind of thing. So, just kind of walk us through what a normal day in Millicent's life looks like.
Well, coming in the morning, kind of seeing how everything's going in the building, checking through the events again, looking ahead, recapping on previous events, so on and so forth. I check in with my students. We have event students here in the building that help with, the typical setup and tear down, but then they help and kind of get invested in the events too a little bit. And then working with basically the whole team, looking ahead for pretty much, again, any event, or sometimes I'm just helping here and there. So. Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of people involved in this process. It's not a one-woman show by any stretch of the imagination. No. Talk about the great team you've got as well. I mean, the student workers obviously are a big role in that, and making sure you're not going 8 million different ways in 1 second, right? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, the students do a wonderful job, and we have students work here that not necessarily are in event management. I think right now, I don't know if we have any students that actually are in event management, but it's really cool. So they get to learn different aspects to kind of take back to their current majors, which is really cool. And then you see them develop over time. They kind of come out of their shell, get comfortable with, basically talking to people in the professional working world. So it's really cool.
Can you talk about the Launchpad a little bit for us too? Just how unique of a space that is, and also how high of a demand space that is.
Oh gosh, everyone always wants the Launchpad, so I always feel bad when I have to say, oh, sorry, somebody has it. But it's so popular that you have to have a dean's approval to use it, or your department head, depending on where you work. But it has all this unique AV that you'll probably hear more about when you talk to Jake. But it's a really amazing space. You can kind of see pretty much like all over campus, which is so cool. And on tours, I always like to tell people a little tidbit that my supervisor Mike told me on I think my first tour here, is that like it's actually on an overhang, so there's nothing underneath you, which kind of scares some people, but it's kind of cool. It's very, very unique. And then there's so many different kinds of events that can happen in there.
Yeah, and it's not like it's sitting on second floor. It's all the way up on our 4th floor overhanging. So if you're ever walking by the back of the building and by the water tower, you can see, oh, yeah, that's just hanging out over there.
Yep.
So what kind of events are we mostly holding, would you say? I mean, I was up in the Launchpad yesterday. We had, I believe it was the fall pitch with Papa
John.
Papa John, there we go, with Papa John, and that was really cool. They had their finalists yesterday, and you're like, hey, go shoot some video or photo of that really quick. And so we did, but like various types of events like that. We also have just conferences in general.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, we work anywhere from like students and then faculty and staff. Again, it might be anywhere from just like tutoring groups that are coming in. We have student orgs that are in the building. Sometimes they'll host their like welcoming events at the beginning of the year. Again, we have our events. And then during the summer, we have like summer orientation coming in. They do the resource fair here. And then, I don't know, I would say, basically anywhere from like just plain old department meetings. We have department retreats here.
Okay.
Coming up in January, we have the dining spring retreat. So it's going to be a lot of people here in the building. But cool. I always think those events are kind of cool because the faculty and staff of the university can kind of see what's going on here because I feel like we definitely give opportunities for everyone to see, but obviously it's probably a little more catered towards the students. But it's really cool for them to see. So they're like, oh my gosh, come check it out, or work it into your curriculum.
Yeah.
So on and so forth.
How exciting is it when you see those big crowds come in and you have a packed atrium or a full stepatorium, all that stuff?
Honestly, it's just kind of heartwarming, which I know kind of sounds cheesy, but being a student here, and then now I'm on the other end, it's just amazing to see. And then seeing how like happy everybody is and like what they can do here and like the possibilities, it almost makes me want to cry sometimes because it's just so cool how like the amazing things that come out of this building.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of those amazing events is our Excite event. We just wrapped that up about a month ago now, right?
Wow, yeah.
It's crazy how quickly it's gone, but a month ago or so we wrapped up our Excite event. And talk a little bit about what the work that goes into that for you and for our team and for just everyone in this building. Yeah,
so our Excite event is our fall open house, and we kind of have our two bookend events, Excite and Ignite. This one's catered a little more to, hey, everyone come in and see what we have. Our maker spaces are like fully open. Our supervisors are in there interacting with people. Our building partners are having tables up so they can say, hey, you can come and talk to us. We're not just like here in the building. We're for the students as well. And then the planning process, I would say we have to start way in advance. I mean, we talk about it, I think, all year round, but it's hard not to. Like, oh, this would be a great idea for next year. This would be. But we come into an event committee, and it's people from all different parts of the building, which is really nice. So a lot of good collaboration there. And then we kind of try to get feedback from students too. And then it's kind of nice because my first year was kind of crazy planning because I was brand new, but I'm supposed to be the event coordinator. But I had a really good team to work with, so that made it really nice. And then I think once we kind of got established with the new team this year, it kind of got a little easier planning. But
knock on wood, right?
Yeah, knock on wood. But yeah, so we talk about like what can we do to have more student interaction? What can we do to basically let people know what's going on here? And because you can kind of talk about it all day, but sometimes unless you see the whole building and actually see something in action in the maker spaces, it's kind of hard. Yeah, and I mean, faculty and staff come. Sometimes even community members come, which is kind of cool, or people associated with Iowa State, alum, which is really awesome. But yeah, it's just basically this time to explore all of the 5 different floors and just basically enjoy the building too.
Yeah. It's very cool. And then we have our big Ignite event too in the spring. So it's not just one open house a year, as you mentioned, but it's 2 open houses a year.
Yes. So that is one that is a little bit more programming and innovation based. We have couple like an innovation competition and It's kind of a time for all the different departments, so from every different college to display their students' work and the amazing projects they do. A lot of times it's like senior projects. I mean, you have design, I don't know, engineering. We had a little bit more of them this year. There was a really cool awesome department display downstairs. There's all these different apparel pieces from different eras, and it was so amazing in the projects the students did. So it's really awesome.
And the big reason why I wanted to get you on now instead of like closer to Ignite was we have All Makers Eve coming up too. As we're recording this today, actually the Gaffers Guild's doing their pumpkin sale too. Yes. But All Makers Eve for us is also, it's not like one of the premier events, but it's right up there with a big time event that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. October 31st, 6 to 9. So this event is kind of cool. I mean, obviously, you never do anything by yourself. But when I started here, they already had an Excite and Ignite. And then I was like, well, hey, why don't we try to have something in the middle? So we're, trying to still keep communication with students and still have interaction. So I thought, let's kind of keep with the theme of Excite and make something a little bit more makerspace based. And then we ended up creating one that's a little just more relaxation and a laid back situation for students. That's in December. And then we have another one, Creativity Carnival, that is in the spring, a little bit before Ignite. All Makers Eve, it's a chance for students basically creation, innovation. They can go into our makerspaces, use anywhere from one to all of the makerspaces, and create whatever they want. A podcast, a 3D printed model, a something related to their class or just like a hobby. Someone can do a photo shoot. I think somebody last year, they built like a gnome house or something like that. It was really cool. And then we had a Gaffers Guild submission. One of the students made a glass marlin. It was beautiful. Whoa. Yeah, it was really cool, very intricate. But that's a big part of it. Students enter in their submissions, and then they tell us a little about it, and then we put them up on display. And then we have celebrity judges come in, and they kind of evaluate everything. And then we announce the winners at the event. We have some fun food, just Halloween-esque atmosphere, which is really awesome. Costume
contest. This year. I'm excited for the caramel apple bar this year.
Yes.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. So good. We're going to have a couple different little things here and there. We're having a photo booth this year. That's a little more in depth. But, it'll be so fun.
It's going to be a blast. And, again, date on that is October 31st, 6 to 9 p.m. here at the Student Innovation Center. We're trying not to compete with those late-night goers quite as much for the Halloween. We want you to come in, have a great time, and still be able to enjoy the rest of your evening if you want to. And so how do people find out, one, to book our event spaces if they need to go through you, or how does that work? And then two, where else can they find just general information about the events we have going on?
So we always try to keep things updated on our website as well as our socials. John, along with the rest of the team, does a really good job keeping things updated. And then as far as what was that?
Booking events, that kind of.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're good. It's all good.
We have the panels on the walls that students can. It's just called a walk-up meeting. You can walk up. If the room's available, you can use it for whatever. Studying yourself. Maybe you just need a TO just to get together all your classes. And then they can also go on our website and book it. They can say, after this class, I really need to do this. And so they can book a room through our website. Otherwise, if it's a repeat event, sometimes we have people who come in for repeat meetings, whether it be a department, sometimes a student group. And then they would go through me. We have an event request form, which is kind of misleading to some. They're like, oh, wait, it's a meeting, not an event. But it's an event for the fact of it's repeating. So they submit an event request form, and then I do my best to get them a room that works best for them. And then as far as student orgs work, we have set aside student org rooms in the building. And then the student orgs can actually submit their request. Do they need it Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that from 7 to 9. And then I do my best to accommodate and give them the room. And
then Launchpad is especially particular, correct? Really, give us the 30-second abbreviated rundown of how to get into the Launchpad.
So it's just the same. You submit an event request form. It's not one that you can request or sign up for yourself on our website. So you submit it in just the same as an event request form, and then it goes through me, and we get it all kind of set up how the meeting needs to be set up for.
Awesome. Very cool. All righty. Well, that's our info on the event side. Now I'm going to ask you a few questions. We're not going to get into Quickfire. There's one question that has to be part of this podcast, and it is, what does innovation mean to you?
Oh, gosh.
Put me on the spot with that one. I think I left that off my rundown really quick, so...
I mean, there's lots of different definitions, and obviously, like the dictionary definition. But I don't know. To me, it's a chance to just be free to experience something and see what you can bring to the table. It sounds kind of broad, but I don't know. It's just a chance for you to try anything, and people can't really say like, oh, no, that's dumb, that's weird, that's crazy. Like, that's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to think outside the box or inside the box, depending on what it is. But it's a chance pretty much just to do anything freely.
Awesome. Love it. Perfect. All righty. Now we will get into the Quickfire, so we'll have some fun here. Being that it's Halloween coming up, what is your favorite Halloween movie?
I would say probably Halloween Town. I'm a big Disney fan.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yes. And it actually, they made 4 of them, but it's just very happy-go-lucky Halloween, so it's always a good, fun one to watch.
Perfect. What's your favorite day of the week?
Ooh. I want to say probably Thursday, because it's close to the end of the week. It's kind of your point in the week where you can feel like, oh, what have I accomplished so far? And what do I still need to finish up quickly before the end of the week? But yeah.
Okay. If you had to be one instrument, what would it be? I know you're in band. You've played a lot of instruments. So pick one instrument all time. What would it be?
Well, I do play French horn, cello, piano, and the mellophone. But I think I would have to say cello, just because, like, I love playing it.
Yeah.
But just, like, the amazing different kinds of sometimes sounds or music that can come out of a cello, the range in it. It's just so fun to play. I just had a concert this last weekend, and it's just so fun. You get into it, and you're like in another world. So I would love to be the cello itself and get to experience that.
Perfect. Worst type of soup you've ever had?
Ugh.
We do a lot of bests. It's time to break out a worst here or there.
Honestly, there's not really any bad soups I've really had.
Okay.
But I get a little weary of, like, clam chowder.
Okay.
Yeah. Or cream of mushroom if people try to use it as, like, not part of green bean casserole or something.
Cream of mushroom only has one use, and that is green bean casserole.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd agree with that. All righty. Fair enough. Clam chowder, I get it. You don't always know how fresh that clam is.
Yeah.
All righty. I'm going to leave you. This is our last one. If Voldemort offered you a hug, would you accept?
I want to say yes, for the fact that it's an opportunity to, he kind of had a rough go of it. He's not a wonderful person, but maybe that's the chance to kind of be that person for him in that moment.
Change some heart a little bit.
Yeah, try to at least.
I like that answer. That's out of the box. A lot of people have just been like, no, he's an evil guy. Why would I ever want to touch Voldemort?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's our Quickfire. Thank you again so much. I really appreciate you coming on today, Millicent. And, I promise I'm going to keep working on pronouncing your name right. That's been a struggle for me because I've emphasized the wrong syllables at times. So here we are. But thank you so much for having you on today, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
That's SICTR Second. We'll have episode 3 out in just a couple weeks.